Well, Honkai Star Rail is bringing us something fresh and exciting with the Remembrance Path, and there's so much to talk about. In this video, we're diving deep into everything Remembrance related. We'll cover what makes this path unique, how Memo Sprites work, and why this playstyle adds a whole new level of strategy to battles. We'll also look at the confirmed characters like Aglia and the Ice Trailblazer, their kits, and how their Memo Sprites, Garment Maker, and Mimi make them stand out. But that's not all, there are also rumored characters coming later in the 3.x series, like Castoris in version 3.2 and Dark March 7th in version 3.5. Whether you're here to figure out which characters to pull for, understand the mechanics of the Remembrance Path, or speculate about the lore behind these characters, I've got you covered. By the end, you'll know exactly why this path could be one of the most interesting additions to Honkai Star Rail. By the way, if you're here for a specific topic, timestamps are available in the description, so feel free to jump to the section that interests you most. Let's start with the Remembrance Path, because honestly, it's one of the most unique additions to Star Rail so far. At its core, this path is all about summoning these fascinating companions called Memo Sprites. Imagine having a mini teammate on the battlefield that fights alongside you. They're not just for show. These Memo Sprites have their own stats, their own turn order, and even their own skill progression. That's right, they level up separately from your character, and their skills can be improved up to level 10 through your character's skill tree. Here's what makes them truly special. Memo Sprites don't use your skill points. For players like me, who are always trying to juggle SP in high difficulty stages, this is such a relief. It gives you an entirely new layer of flexibility. Your sprite can dish out damage or provide utility without draining your resources, so you can still prioritize your main skills. But this is important, they aren't invincible. Enemies can target them, and they'll take damage just like any other unit. If your summoner goes down, your Memo Sprite disappears, which means protecting your character becomes even more critical when using this path. Personally, I love how this risk-reward dynamic forces you to think a few steps ahead. On the plus side, you can heal or shield your Memo Sprites. This opens up some amazing synergy opportunities. For example, pairing Remembrance characters with Abundance healers like Bailu or Luocha, or Preservation units like Gepard or Fire Trailblazer can keep your sprites on the field longer. I'm already imagining some really fun combinations, like a fully defensive setup where your Memo Sprite just refuses to go down. Now, let's talk strategy. The Memo Sprites operate on their own turn order, meaning they can act independently and perform follow-up attacks even when your character isn't active. This isn't just cool, it's game-changing for crowd control-heavy content like Memory of Chaos. Freezing enemies, dealing damage without using turns, and setting up follow-ups add a whole new layer of tactical depth. You're not just spamming skills, you're managing a secondary unit that can change the flow of battle entirely. Plus, let's be real, there's something really satisfying about having a summon fight alongside you. It feels personal, like your character and their sprite are a team. The Remembrance Path feels especially fitting for Amphorius. Honestly, I think this path has the potential to become a favorite for players who enjoy a more strategic approach to combat. Now, let's get to the exciting part, characters. So far, we have 2 confirmed Remembrance Path characters in version 3.0, Aglia and the Ice Trailblazer. Starting with Aglia, she's a 5-star lightning character with a Memo Sprite named Garment Maker. This little sprite isn't just there for looks, it performs joint attacks and buffs your team during combat. Aglia's abilities revolve around summoning and enhancing Garment Maker, making her an excellent choice for players who love strategic gameplay. She's looking like to be a versatile DPS option for Remembrance Path teams. If you're planning on pulling her, I'd recommend getting Sunday, since her ultimate cost is very high. I'll admit, before Aglia was announced, I thought Herta was unmatched when it came to the designs. But after seeing Aglia in action, I've completely changed my mind. For me, she feels like a goddess brought to life. Her animations, her grace, and the way Garment Maker enhances her presence on the battlefield all give her this divine aura that's hard to ignore. I know many people will probably disagree, especially those who are die-hard Herta fans, but Aglia's design just resonates with me on another level. While Herta has her charm, Aglaia feels like a goddess of combat, and I honestly can't wait to add her to my team. Next we have the Ice Trailblazer. This form aligns with the Remembrance Path and comes with a Memo Sprite named Mimi. Unlike Garment Maker, Mimi leans more towards supportive and offensive utility. What's great about the Trailblazer is that they're free, so every player gets a chance to experience the Remembrance Path without spending stellar jades. Trailblazer's kit focuses on balance. They're not just a DPS or a support, but can adapt to different roles depending on the team. Honestly, it's amazing to see such flexibility in a free character. Now, let's move on to some rumors. While these aren't officially confirmed, the sources are pretty reliable, so take it with a grain of salt, but still get hyped. Starting Castoris, one of the most intriguing rumored characters coming to the Remembrance Path. Recently, we got a glimpse of her in the Amphorius trailer at the Game Awards 2024, and I couldn't stop replaying it. She's 5-star quantum character and is rumored to debut in version 3.2, which should release around late March or early April 2025. In the trailer, we see her standing gracefully, but what really grabbed my attention was the massive creature looming behind her. Now, this could just be part of her dramatic reveal, but what if it's actually her Memo Sprite? Considering the Remembrance Path revolves around summoning these entities, it's not far-fetched to think this massive figure might play a central role in her kit. If this is true, Castoris' Memo Sprite might be one of the largest and most visually striking ones we've seen so far. It makes me wonder if her gameplay will involve controlling this huge companion to dominate the battlefield. Honestly, it's giving me chills just thinking about the possibilities. Just as I was working on this video, we got some new details about Castoris, and they're pretty exciting. It turns out her kit will focus heavily on the HP consumption mechanic, which adds a unique twist to her gameplay. If Castoris herself doesn't have enough HP, her Memo Sprite, that huge dragon, will step in and consume HP on her behalf to keep her abilities active. What's really cool is how the Memo Sprite fits thematically. The dragon shares a similar color scheme to Castoris, which ties the aesthetic together beautifully. This mechanic isn't just functional, it gives her gameplay a dynamic feel where you'll need to manage her HP carefully to maximize her potential. And then there's the one everyone should be excited about, Dark March 7th. Yes, you heard that right. A new form of March 7th is rumored to arrive in version 3.5. March 7th has been with us since the very start of Honkai. Star Rail and her cheerful, quirky personality has made her one of the most beloved characters in the game. But with the possibility of a dark version of her debuting in version 3.5, this could be a game-changing moment. Not just for the story, but for her character as well. According to the leaks, Dark March 7th is going to be a 5-star Remembrance character, and she'll have a summon like other characters on this path. But here's where it gets interesting. This form isn't just a visual shift. It could represent a completely different side of her personality. There's already been a lot of speculation about her after the Amphorius trailer. In one scene, we see a shadowy figure that looks strikingly similar to March 7th. Her iconic hairstyle is there, but the ominous vibe and dark silhouette suggest that this version of her will have a completely different tone. This transformation is really exciting because it's not just a new look. It's a chance to explore March 7th's potential in a way we haven't seen before. For players like me, who've been curious about her backstory since the beginning, this dark form might finally reveal the secrets behind her past. One of the most exciting aspects of the Remembrance Path is that every character on this path has their own summon, or Memo Sprite. These companions are far from just visual additions. They're fully functional, with their own turn orders, stats, and even skills to level up. So far, we've seen Aglaia's Garment Maker, which brings elegance and utility to combat, and the Ice Trailblazer's Mimi, a sprite that focuses on support and offensive flexibility. But this also gives us room to speculate about what kind of summons future Remembrance characters might bring to the table. That's everything we know so far about the Remembrance Path and its characters. From confirmed units like Aglaia and the Trailblazer to exciting rumors about Castoris and Dark March 7th, this path has so much potential to change how we play Honkai Star Rail. What do you think? Are you pulling for any of these characters, or are you waiting to see what's next? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.